Some sad news. The other channel didn't provide what you needed. However, I do have a cure, and that is Digital Diets. Welcome, folks, to another episode of Digital Diets here. It is your friendly host with the most, Digital Don here, and we're about to talk about a cluster known as health science. Now, health science, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. But let me tell you something about this cluster that honestly should tickle your fancy. And what I mean by tickle your fancy, I mean take care of your fancy. As in, if you care about people, as in getting them back up to peak health, or pretty much rehabilitating whatever causes happened to whoever it was, this is the career for you. Now, mind you, I am dressed like John Q, and for all the kids that never saw that movie, because I'm obviously old now, a doctor, alright? Health science also, what's in that whole realm is athletic trainer. So anything having to do with sports, or anything having to do with getting people back to where they were, or at least close to it, and that's what this field is about. So within pretty much health and wellness, alright, you're the guy that pretty much treats all the nasty stuff, rather it's bone breaks, rather it's eating habits, I said eating habits, but it's true. Don't you know that the #1 killer in this country is not cancer, is not people killing people with guns? You know what it is? You know what it is? Diabetes, alright? The people overeating, alright? Obesity is up there too. And I'm not talking about natural chub, I'm talking about like bedridden, 400 pounds because, I just ate McDonald's all day and played Xbox. Like, that's an epidemic. But have no fear, because within this whole field, well, you're gonna always have a job, especially in this country. I mean, haven't you seen the boom? If you look, there's gyms everywhere, memberships everywhere. There are these new pop-up clinics that are not quite like hospitals. They probably cost just as much, but nonetheless, I mean, these are all brand new industries within something that's pretty much have existed for a long time. So, with health science, obviously having a scientific background does help, but let me also reiterate the importance of pretty much taking this cluster seriously if you're serious. Now, believe it or not, my major was in digital media, but my minor was in kinesiology. I know! How'd you go from here to here? I get it, but I do know just a little bit on how the SIM works. Be aware that in order to pass this whole ordeal, you're gonna have to learn every bone in the human body. You're gonna have to know every muscle ligament in the human body. Pretty much, you're gonna have to learn the human body through and through, scientifically and physically. You understand? And guys, that was probably one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. And believe me, I've done a lot of stuff that's quite difficult. So when you get in this field, technically you're a scientist. You are a professor of the body. So the thing is, folks, you will always have a job having something like this. Now, will it be at the NFL level or anything like that? It varies, because this is also very competitive. A lot of people, from what I've noticed, there's a big surge in health science. And that just means that you have to be on top of your game when you're competing against everybody else. And as I was mentioning before, you have, of course, sports will always need people that need to take care of them. But honestly, forget sports, everything. The military, on the job. I mean, heck, the job I have now, teaching. I mean, we have a nurse there doing what he has to do, as well as from the other end. I mean, there's gonna always be a need for somebody needing to get fit or get in a better shape, especially when it comes to the retirement homes, where you might, well not you might, you will have to deal with people who are over 70 that need that extra push to keep those joints loose and so on and so forth. So there's a lot of work out there for you. So long story short, folks, if you care about people, if you care about helping people in that type of manner, I believe that this cluster is for you. And as I said in all my other videos, we will explore other careers that you can take part in with health science, and I will help you with that journey. So of course, we are about to look at virtual videos, just a few videos to kind of give you an overview on what health science is, as well as taking virtual notes so you can have something as well on paper to go with what you've seen and heard. Okay? This is Digital Don here, and you can always reach me at DigitalDon_CTE. And yeah, that's about it. So let's go on ahead and take a look at our videos, and I will meet right back here shortly. Woo! I feel good. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I knew that I would. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I feel right. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Like sugar and spice. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, so good. So good. I'm feeling you. Ooh. My bad. I'm feeling good. Alright, you guys, let's check out our first video from an old school point of view, and it's always a good point of view. So let's take a look at health science, and let's keep this thing moving. Yeah.
Health science workers have a direct impact on people's lives every minute of every day. They save lives and improve the quality of life for others on a daily basis. They keep the records of treatments and vaccinations so we can receive up-to-date care. They help victims of trauma or illness recover their will to live and the ability to lead normal lives. They keep our teeth clean and prevent decay. They operate equipment to fill prescriptions for eyewear and process laboratory tests. As the world of healthcare becomes more complex and all-encompassing, job opportunities expand. Another factor in the growth of this field is the aging of America. More and more people are living into their 80s and 90s. They will require a wide array of healthcare services, from nursing aides to case managers. This field also includes registered nurses who are increasingly specialized in the kinds of care they provide. Today, there is a critical shortage of nurses in the healthcare system. There are jobs in health services that require little or no training. You might need only a high school degree to get a job as an orderly in a hospital or clinic. However, positions with advancement opportunities require additional training. Courses leading to certification as a nurse, therapist, emergency medical technician, or dental hygienist and other healthcare professions are available in most communities. Or you might explore taking advanced degrees at a college or university to become a dentist or psychologist. An advantage to having a career in healthcare is that it's portable. Just about every community has clinics, hospitals, medical laboratories, and other places where healthcare professionals are needed. Whether you want to be a nurse at a summer camp or a lab technician at a university hospital, all you have to do is open a classified section of a newspaper in the place you want to live, and chances are you'll find positions available. If you're moving to a new state or country, however, you'll need to look into whether you have to be recertified so that your license to provide services is valid. The one thing all of these professions have in common is a desire to help people, or creatures, in the case of veterinary health services. For many of these jobs, you need to feel comfortable touching those for whom you care, and most jobs require precision and dedication to getting things right every time. Whether it's an entry in a chart or an incision with a scalpel, someone's life could depend on it.
All right. So as I said, there are other careers that you can have within this field. Another one is fitness, where you guys can help train people and get their muscle tones up and things of that nature. So there is a YouTuber named Mike Chang. I advise you guys to go to his YouTube channel if you want to get really fit. Let's take a look at his take on health science, or just health in general. Let's take a look.
Hey man, I got something to tell you that might shock you. So most people think that I eat salads all day, I'm starving myself to maintain abs, but in reality, I actually eat like a pig. And I think it's crazy when I see guys out there eating only like 1,000 calories a day, thinking that they're gonna get ripped that way. Most guys don't realize that I eat about 4,000 calories a day, man. Sometimes even more. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not stuffing my face down with like cupcakes or donuts or ice cream or other types of junk food like that. Even though I do have my share of cheat meals, but I'm still able to eat all the foods that I like. Steak, mashed potatoes, I love it. Scrambled eggs, pork chops, fajita chicken, and of course, even sushi. So you're probably wondering, how could I eat so much food and still be able to have six-pack abs? It's actually quite simple. If you want to get ripped by eating all your favorite foods like I do, click the button below to learn exactly how I do it and how you can do the very same thing. So what am I doing differently that's allowing me to burn off everything I eat and still keeping me motivated to work out and constantly improve my body? Well, I'm doing a new and different type of training that basically allows me to burn calories for up to 48 hours after my workout is over. So that means I'm burning calories in and out of the gym, while most guys are just burning calories at the gym. See, this type of training produces what is called the afterburn effect, and that's basically my secret weapon for burning tons and tons of calories without spending a lot of time in the gym. Oh man, this one's really good. In fact, I'm burning calories while I'm watching TV, I'm laying around, just being lazy on the couch, sleeping, or even as of right now, talking to you guys, So I just posted a free video showing you how it works, so go check it out by clicking the button below right now. Okay, well, I'm gonna go back to eating my favorite foods now.
Alright, so for the doctors and for the trainers, here's the biggest thing, folks. We are in a country where gluttony is key. There's a lot of above chub, I would like to say, in this country. And America is very proud for serving big portions. Somehow we went from the Big Mac to the Grand Mac. Lateral movement, no questions asked, as if the Big Mac wasn't big enough. So let's take a look at some of the extremes, and as you watch this, yes, feel sad, but yet at the same time, nod your head and go, hey, I can help that person. This is gonna be my new job, to help this person out. Roll clip.
Simple rule of modern eating: fatty foods in huge portions are bad for you. But you're about to enter a dietary twilight zone, a restaurant that makes the potentially harmful nature of its food a selling point. Its name, get this, the Heart Attack Grill. And they do bring a certain whimsical comedy to serving up giant versions of meals that have been American favorites for generations. But as Ryan Owen explains, beyond the comedy are some very real health concerns.
In a country where calories are posted on the menu and the White House has a vegetable garden, sometimes the reality looks more like this. This monument to greasy gluttony is called the Heart Attack Grill.
PBR.
It's a sort of hospital-themed Hooters located in Chandler, Arizona, a suburb of Phoenix.
We have full sugar Mexican Coke.
Get your arms in over here.
Every customer must wear a hospital gown.
I'm dying.
And they are waited on by scantily clad nurses. Still, it's what's on the menu that gets most of the attention. The single, double, triple, or quadruple bypass burger. Oh, and they do have fries called flatliner fries, fried in lard, and those are unlimited. To wash it all down, how about a butterfat shake? The restaurant has become a bit of a national sensation,
I'm up another few inches. Who
in
needs
no
these
small
old
part
pants?
thanks
I
to
can eat
this
for free
very big
and make
man,
sure-
Blair River, the so-called spokesmodel of the Heart Attack Grill, featured in a series of tongue-in-cheek commercials that have gone viral.
I'm at 570 pounds, 6'8". Yeah, so.
We met Blair in January. Back then, he told us one of the perks of the job is eating free. Anyone who is over 350 pounds doesn't have to pay.
I'm big, you know what I mean? And so why not? But I don't eat here every day, so why not have fun with it and go with it as long as I can?
Sadly, we now know how long that was. Blair died last week at the age of 29. His family says the cause of death was pneumonia. The CDC says every year, 112,000 deaths can be linked to obesity. When your spokesperson drops dead at the age of 29, and he's morbidly obese by anybody's estimation, don't you have a problem?
Absolutely. Who wouldn't?
John Basso owns the Heart Attack Grill. As part of the act, he dresses up like a doctor.
Every single person cared about Blair. Had he have been thinner, he most probably would have survived that pneumonia. And that's a hard fact that I'm not here to deny.
There's an argument to be made that you used this guy during his life, and that now you are very morbidly using his death to continue to promote your restaurant.
I absolutely agree. And in a very sick way, his death has gotten the message out further.
So this man's death has not given you pause at all?
Zero pause.
For a man who is making an awful lot of money serving up artery-clogging burgers, Basso has a most unusual justification that America needs shock therapy to cure its obesity epidemic. He says he tried other messages. He once owned a chain of Jenny Craig weight loss centers and several personal training studios.
I hope that every single person out there comes in and buys a hamburger and a t-shirt from me. But you know what? I am saying loudly and as clearly as any business in America can, this is dangerous.
Oh, he's using it as a marketing tool. I mean, the word that just leaps to mind is hypocrisy.
You won't be surprised to hear real nutritionists take issue with this fake doctor and argue he's laughing all the way to the bank.
I think there are real ethical issues in what he's doing. If he believed that diet had nothing to do with health and was selling those foods, then at least you could think, well, okay, he's misinformed. But he knows what he's doing. He's deliberately trying to get people to eat more than they need.
Blair, you say, was also your friend in addition to working with you.
I loved working with him.
Do you have a conscience at all?
My conscience is simply this. What would Blair, hovering above me, want me to do right now? And Blair would say this, put back on the stethoscope. Let's keep being the doctor that everyone loves to hate, because that really gets the message out.
To keep delivering that message, a week after Blair's untimely death, the Heart Attack Grill has another spokesmodel.
Here you go.
Ernie Hart. Yes, that's his real last name. And yes, he is chowing down on a quadruple bypass.
Even though my cardiologist and my wife tell me not to come, and after surviving a coma and multiple heart surgeries, I still come. I enjoy the burgers.
Ernie was actually the spokesperson before Blair, but had to take a few months off after open heart surgery.
But baby, that's the taste that's worth dying for.
Now Blair is dead, and Ernie's back. The fact that you stuffed him full of burgers for free as often as he wanted, what share of the responsibility do you have for his death?
The equal share with anybody who provided junk food to anybody.
Aren't you glorifying obesity, which obviously kills?
Absolutely. I think it would be immoral to stop at this point.
Explain that to me.
We're past the point of no return at the Heart Attack Grill. We have blood on our hands at this point.
The doctor is taking his act on the road, opening a second restaurant in Dallas this summer to spread his morbid message to an even bigger audience. I'm Ryan Owens for Nightline in Chandler, Arizona.
All right, so let's take a look at our first video. I have a lot of students that always say, oh, well, I want to be a doctor. I want to be a nurse. I want to be a doctor. So, I mean, we're not in our career clusters yet, but let's just go ahead and dive into just a little bit on what it entails to becoming a doctor. Check it out.
3-minute summaries. Think you might want to become a doctor? Here's some steps on how to get started and a little about the job. First of all, what is a doctor? According to the World Health Organization, a doctor or physician is a professional who practices medicine, which is concerned with promoting, maintaining, or restoring human health through the study, diagnosis, and treatment of disease, injury, and other physical and mental impairments. They may focus their practice on certain disease categories, types of patients, or methods of treatment, known as specialist medical practitioners, or assume responsibility for the provision of continuing and comprehensive medical care to individuals, families, and communities, known as general practitioners. To be a good doctor, you'll need to be compassionate. Doctors treat patients in times of pain and illness, so it's nice to have a good bedside manner. Be excellent at science and chemistry. Medicine requires a comprehensive understanding of the causes and treatments of disease. Be open to continually learning. The medical field is constantly changing. Here is the educational path to becoming a doctor. This is the traditional path, so yours may vary. After you've gotten your high school diploma or equivalent, you'll need to go to college and complete a bachelor's degree with an emphasis on pre-med. Then you'll take the MCAT, or Medical College Admission Test. Based on your score and college grades, you'll attend medical school. This will take approximately 4 years, during which time you will take licensing exams, complete internships in various specialties, and decide which specialty you'd like to pursue. During your last year of medical school, you will apply for a residency. After graduation, you will start a residency, which can last 3 years or more, depending on your specialty. During your residency, you'll receive additional training and complete more licensure. Once you've completed your residency and passed your state's board examination, you might continue working at the hospital, start work in a private practice, or continue your education with a fellowship in a subspecialty. Okay, we've told you how you can become a doctor, but we don't want you to feel overwhelmed. Here are some steps you can take today to get yourself started on making your goal a reality. Take a doctor to lunch. Ask them if they like their job, how long it took them to complete their education, and what an average day is like. Volunteer in a hospital. This will get you familiar with medical terminology and help you determine whether a career in medicine is something you would enjoy. Sign up for a science or chemistry course. Get an entry-level job in a hospital or doctor's office. That way, you can get paid to learn on the job and see firsthand what doctors do. If you do a great job, you might even get a med school recommendation. Want to learn more? Click the link below to get more information about medical schools and jobs in your area. 3-minute summaries.
Career pathways, let's get it. Therapeutic services, diagnostic services, health informatics, support services in biotechnology research and development. These are all career pathways in which you can go into, and never going away because we All right, what you need out of college? You need a bachelor's of health science. Rather, it is 4 to 5 years. Sometimes it can span out to 6 to 7, maybe 8, depending on what you're doing. Master's of health science, we're talking about becoming a nurse or so, 3 to 4 years, and a doctorate in health science. If you're trying to be any type of surgeon or doctor, you have to have a doctorate. Accredited schools, let's get it. Boston University, Northeastern University, University of Florida, University of Missouri, Arizona State University, University of South Florida, Indiana University, DePaul University, Chapman University, and Drake University. Job market. We have over 141 careers. We have 78 majors and 4 main industries. Monopoly. So when it comes to the careers, folks, in the medical, you will, and I quote, you will find a job. And medical doesn't always have to be with the scalpel. Medical is, you guessed it, training, sports. You cannot lose with this cluster, all right? I mean, look at all the gyms and all the physicians and all these things that have to do with health. You are compensated for. And of course, guys, with all seriousness, the median is, of course, $53,000. All right. You can start within the low 20s, but just like with any other job, you can work your way up to 6 figures and beyond. So be aware of that, folks, when you're entering into health science. This field is very needed, and it will never go away. It will never go away because people will always need assistance. Remember that, and yeah.
Okay. We have made it to the end, folks, of this cluster. This is Digital Don here. And we have 10 more clusters to pretty much go discover. So if you like this cluster, as I said in my other clusters, there will be a playlist of careers that you guys can choose from. There's going to be over 50 to 100 different careers. So choose one, folks, and when you find one, go ahead and submit in that application once you get all the stats and the know-how in order to do what you have to do. This is Digital Don here. If you have any questions, you can always hit me up on my social medias, which is DigitalDon_CTE if you have any questions. And guys, we're through here. Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe, drop a like if you liked. If you didn't like, nobody cares about your dislike, because this is about educating others on making a great career in this great country. I believe in you, folks. Let's make a difference and let's make it happen. Yeah.